Good afternoon. Welcome to UCLA. Please welcome the College Marshal for today's ceremony, Professor Emeritus Fred Berwick.
Hello. I'm so glad you could join us today. It is my honor to welcome you to UCLA's Commencement Weekend. This ceremony is devoted to honoring the students from the UCLA's College of Letters and Science. While the students and the official party are assembling, let me take a moment to tell you about UCLA. I am proud to say that your graduate has attended one of America's finest universities. UCLA is a national and international leader in the breadth and quality of its academic, research, healthcare, cultural, continuing education, and athletic programs. 6 alumni and 5 faculty have been awarded the Nobel Prize. And every year, the accomplishments of our students grow. You'll be pleased to know that the academic performance of the students in the class of 2013 makes them the highest achieving students to ever graduate from UCLA. If you are new to the UCLA campus, you are in Poly Pavilion, the home of Bruins teams in men and women's basketball and volleyball and women's gymnastics. UCLA has America's most successful intercollegiate sports program. Bruin teams have won more national championships than any other university. In Poly, you can see the banners representing 49 championships won by the men and women in 6 sports. In addition to our intercollegiate athletics, Poly has hosted the 1984 Olympics, visits by President Bill Clinton, by the Dalai Lama, and the 1988 presidential debate between George H.W. Bush and Michael Dukakis. Other events that take place in the Poly include Commencement, the new student welcome, the Bruin Bash, the Spring Sing, and numerous intramural and club sports, teams, practices, and competitions. After Commencement concludes, I invite you to look around the UCLA. Outside of Poly, you'll find one of the world's most beautiful campuses. In just a moment, the graduating class of the College of Letters and Science for 2013 will join us. After the students arrive, the official party will enter, including our faculty, the campus leadership, and our speakers. I want to offer you my congratulations. I know how proud you are of your graduate. The entire UCLA community shares your pride. Are we ready? Family and friends of our graduates, I present to you the graduating class of 2013 from UCLA's College of Letters and Science. Ladies and gentlemen, the official party. Hello, UCLA graduates. Welcome to your commencement ceremony. Singing the national anthem today is Ashley Yoon. Please rise for the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Thank you, Ashley. Now, I am pleased to introduce the Senior Dean of the College and Dean of Physical Science, Joe Rudnick.
Hello, UCLA graduates. Great, that's what we want to hear. On behalf of the deans and the faculty who join me on stage, I welcome you and your family to the commencement ceremony for the College of Letters and Science. I would also like to thank Professor Fred Berwick, our college marshal, for greeting our guests this afternoon. Graduates, this is a day to acknowledge your achievements and to celebrate the culmination of your undergraduate studies. You have met the highest challenges of education. You have been partners with faculty in our missions of learning and discovery. You will be the next generation of leaders in the fields you pursue. Every year, the accomplishments of our students grow. Class of 2013, you will be glad to know that you are the most talented and accomplished students ever to graduate from UCLA. Graduates, joining us here today are many special people who stood by you through your years at UCLA, your family and friends. I would like to ask the parents, the partners, the friends and family members of our graduates to stand. Hey, thank you all.
I am Pat Turner, Dean and Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education. My fellow deans and I are honored to acknowledge the students who graduate today with very special academic achievements. I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with one of the highest awards the College of Letters and Science can give to an undergraduate, the designation of College Honors. The extraordinary students who are graduating with college honors have completed outstanding work in their major and also a special set of rigorous courses. Of the thousands of graduates who are here today at UCLA, only 465 are receiving college honors. Will the students who are graduating with college honors please stand? Thank you. Please be seated.
Graduates, I am Victoria Sork, Dean of Life Sciences. I am pleased to recognize our many students who are involved in projects in the community. They accomplish this work through campus programs that bring together civic involvement with academic courses. Would all of the graduating seniors who served in the community please stand? Thank you, and please be seated. We are proud of you.
Graduates, I'm Alessandro Duranti, Dean of Social Sciences. I'm very privileged to acknowledge the recipients of the 2013 Chancellor's Service Award. The Chancellor's Service Award is presented to students whose college careers have been distinguished by dedication to UCLA and the community. Will the students who have been honored as the recipients of the Chancellor's Service Award please stand so we can recognize your superb commitment? Congratulations.
Hello, graduates. I'm David Schaberg, Dean of Humanities. Right. Yes. Let's keep up the noise level for humanities tonight. I'm here to present our students who are receiving Latin honors, which is recognition for high academic achievement. There are 3 levels of Latin honors. First, I'll be acknowledging the students who've received cum laude honors. Would you stand and be recognized, please? Thank you, thank you. Please be seated. Next, I'd like to honor the students who are graduating magna cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you, please be seated. Finally, will those students who are graduating with the highest Latin honors, summa cum laude, please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Congratulations to you all.
And finally, I would like to recognize students who have participated in research while at UCLA. As you know, UCLA is one of the world's great research universities. More than half of our students enhance their academic careers by participating directly in research, working on independent research projects side by side with faculty, or writing an honors thesis, or participating in research classes. These students perform original work and advance the frontiers of knowledge. Would all of the graduating seniors who participated in research please stand so we can recognize your achievements? Congratulations. Now, I am pleased to welcome the Chancellor of UCLA. In his 5 years as Chief Executive of this campus, Gene Block has worked to strengthen the academic excellence of this university, to build our campus diversity, and inspire a new level of civic engagement within the UCLA family. Please join me in welcoming the Chancellor of UCLA, Gene Block.
Dean Rudnick, thank you, and a very warm welcome to the class of 2013, your proud families, friends, assembled faculty, distinguished guests. It's great that you're all here today, and especially to our keynote speaker, Ann Meyers Drysdale. Welcome, Ann. Welcome back. Before I say anything else, there's one important word that I have to say to the graduating class, and that word is congratulations. You've all made us extraordinarily proud by your accomplishments. You've worked, studied hard, and you've now reached this special moment in your lives. You know, in ceremonies like this, and I have done this often, we quote famous philosophers, poets, leading figures from history. But I want to try something a little more unconventional today. I want to actually quote a true expert, someone who really knows what he's talking about when we talk about UCLA students. Have you seen the video, I think it's a YouTube video, I Love UCLA Spirit video? Well, it's on YouTube for your parents and family members if you want to take a look. It's worth seeing. And I was struck by some of the comments made by one of your fellow students, a junior named Reed Taguchi. So Reed worked, and many of you know Reed worked on the UCLA Spirit video this year along with Emily Mendia and Sir Lauren Spalding. And I may be wrong, but I believe that Emily and Sia may be graduating today, maybe here in this audience, if you can raise your hand. Yes, yes. They're both here. So in this really wonderful video, Reed said the following. He said, I feel like UCLA is not just a campus. It's a community. And even though you're a student for only 4 or 4+ years, or 2 years, you're a Bruin forever. And I couldn't have said that better myself. So, in a few words, Reed captured perfectly one of the great things about UCLA. This really is a community. And he touched on a theme that I want to focus the rest of my comments on, this theme of community, this idea that you're a Bruin forever. And I know that you're graduating from UCLA. Soon I will say those magic words and you will graduate. But this is just a step, actually in the next many steps in your life. And in a real sense, you're never going to leave UCLA, and UCLA is never going to leave you. Those four letters are with you forever. Every time you apply for a job on your curriculum vitae, it will say UCLA. It will be part of you forever. So our relationship is changing after today, but it's certainly not ending. So just consider our commencement speaker today. Ann Meyers Drysdale graduated from UCLA several years ago. She left UCLA just like you're about to leave UCLA, but she's here today. She's speaking at your commencement ceremony. Ann's presence here is just one example of the enduring nature of our relationship. Many of our graduates continue to play roles at UCLA periodically or some more regularly as they become our faculty, our staff, and play important roles in our community. So there's an unbreakable, unshakable bond between UCLA and all of our alumni. Another phenomenal example is Jackie Robinson. So I'm sure many of you have seen 42, incredible movie, popular movie about Jackie Robinson's barrier-breaking career in baseball. Well, I'm proud to say, and you may have recognized this, those of you that have seen it, UCLA was mentioned twice in the movie. Think about it. Jackie Robinson played the first Major League Baseball game in 1947. 66 years later, in a major motion picture celebrating his remarkable achievements, UCLA was mentioned twice in the movie. So those 4 letters followed him everywhere. They also followed Jackie's widow, Rachel Robinson. And some of you may have remembered that we gave Rachel in 2009 the UCLA's highest honor, the UCLA Medal. She's a dignified, thoughtful, wonderful individual in her own right, and we're so proud that she also is part of this UCLA tradition. The Alumni Association recognizes outstanding alumni achievements with annual awards programs. Many of you in the future will be recognized by your Alumni Association for what you do for UCLA and what you do for the world. Our active alumni are advocates for UCLA and advocates for public higher education. They help us in Sacramento. They help us in Washington, D.C. They help us globally recognize the importance of public education for America, indeed for the world. Not surprisingly, some of our most active and generous supporters of UCLA are UCLA alumni, hint, hint, and a few have buildings named for them, programs named for them. It makes a huge difference, obviously, this idea of giving back to the community and making it possible for other young individuals to take advantage of UCLA. In addition to generosity, there's been remarkable achievement. Some of you know this. 6 UCLA alumni have been awarded Nobel Prizes. So 6 of those that sat out where you do today later went on to win Nobel Prizes. So the point is, your accomplishments really are all ahead of you, and we'll be celebrating along with you. When you're successful, we're successful, because we rather proudly say, that individual went to UCLA, that's where they received their education. So you're going to make make contributions to society, and we're going to honor and take pride in those achievements. There are now, and this is an incredible number, 400,000 living UCLA alumni. 400,000. And another remarkable statistic, over half of these alumni live and work right here in the Los Angeles area. So they're here, they're actually contributing, they're part of your community. But your fellow Bruins have settled everywhere across this country and increasingly in exotic locations around the world. Some of you have seen ACLAPs going on all around the world because we have Bruins now all around the world. It's a really far-flung community. You're making a difference everywhere, locally here in Los Angeles, but also in all places throughout the globe. And I encourage you, and I think this will require very little encouragement, keep in touch with your classmates, your roommates, your teammates. Let's keep these friendships alive. They're important for you, and they're really important for us. So as you move forward in your journey, you're going to adapt to a lot of changes. The economy has been changing dramatically. Society as a whole is undergoing remarkable changes. And you should remember that your alma mater is also not standing still. In the coming decades, we will champion ways to transform the educational experience with new formats and platforms for learning. It will change. You know, the standard traditional lecture will certainly give way in many cases to new technologies, highly interactive approaches, rich online resources, high-tech collaborations, and immersive alternatives to this traditional lecture. And we're in the process now of reimagining both undergraduate and graduate education. So we're going to find ways to continue to balance the importance of a strong liberal arts education, and that is really a hallmark of a UCLA degree, this broad education that makes you attractive to employers, attractive to professional schools and graduate schools. We're going to balance that liberal arts education with a strong foundation also in pragmatic skills. So when you go out in the workforce, you will be both smart, well-educated, but also have the skills you need to succeed in this increasingly competitive global market. So at the undergraduate level, we're considering several new innovative approaches for your education, like a contemporary humanities degree, sort of the perfect degree for a student that must work in a world where language skills and great knowledge and the ability to focus is important. We're considering 5-year BA/MA programs that allow you within 5 years to get 2 degrees. You know, most of you could probably graduate in 3 to 4 years and could get 2 degrees in 5 years. So we're going to give you that opportunity increasingly. Also, we're going to give you increasingly opportunities for bachelor's degrees along with certificate programs. So in 4 years, you pick up a bachelor's degree, but also a certificate in some perhaps applied area. For graduate students, we're exploring new programs like an interdepartmental PhD in bioinformatics to amplify UCLA's commitment to cross-disciplinary problem solving. The core curriculum in this program, it's amazing, spans medicine, engineering, life and physical sciences. So we're going to put education together in new and creative ways, and this is going to give you a huge opportunity to get ahead of the pack by having these very new and sort of innovative programs. So our transformational promise also extends to the growing and ever-changing alumni population, which includes you. Lifelong education, and I think all of you recognize that, is becoming the new normal. And UCLA is committed to establishing mutually beneficial lifelong learning relationships with our once and future students. So we're calling this concept, and listen closely, this is an interesting concept, this concept of being connected to you forever because lifelong education is going to be necessary. We're calling that our lifetime warranty for your education. And that ensures that alumni will ensure that as alumni, you'll have easy access to UCLA for mentoring, career networking, continuing education, and other vital resources. We'll recognize that the bond doesn't break today at your graduation. This relationship must continue as you change careers, and many of you will change careers multiple times in your lifetime. You'll be looking to us for additional skills, and we want you to stay close to us, and we want to make you the guarantee that we'll be there to help you. So UCLA wants to be by your side to help a lending hand the entire way. So again, I just want to emphasize this is a milestone today, a phenomenal accomplishment for all of you, not the end of the road. You journey with UCLA from this day forward, and we stay together. As Reed Taguchi said, you're Bruins forever. Your UCLA story does not end today. These 4 letters will live on in your resumes and hopefully in your hearts. And we hope that we've equipped you with all the skills that you'll need: knowledge, experience, understanding, contacts, friendships, values that will serve you well, along with all the other values and knowledge that you've picked up in your lifetime, so that you'll be extraordinarily successful. So wherever you travel, remember this isn't a one-way street. You're always welcome back. We want you to stay engaged with this institution. We hope you can give back to this institution in volunteering after you graduate, helping us as young Bruins. It's really important that you remain ambassadors to this great institution. You're at an extraordinarily special place. The public nature of this institution moves me personally deeply. This is like no other institution in the world. When you look at what we do at UCLA, our footprint, our impact on our community, our ability to offer education to so many deserving students, this is just one very special place. I'm proud of all of you. You're graduating from a great institution, but importantly, you're also going to go on to do great things. Good luck, and go Bruins!
I am very happy to introduce your student speaker. David Shamash came to UCLA as a freshman and today receives his bachelor degree in classics with a minor in digital humanities. During his academic career, David has been active on campus in numerous ways, including service on both the USAC Cultural Affairs Commission and the Financial Supports Commissions, as well as working for the UCLA Daily Bruin. In his free time, he volunteers at a food pantry and tutors students with executive function deficits. After graduation, which is a couple of hours, David will spend time teaching abroad before returning to California and pursuing a job in sports and entertainment. Please welcome a graduate who is dedicated to UCLA, your student speaker, David Shamash.
Surprise, Mom. I'm the commencement speaker. The day I moved into the dorms 4 years ago, a wide-eyed freshman ready to face the world, the last thing my father said to me as my parents dropped me off was, "David, you'll be great. Remember, I went to UCLA too. I had lunch there once." Slapstick on the surface, the quote was truly the start to the wildest 4 years of my life. Welcome, students, families, and guests, to the UCLA Class of 2013 Commencement Ceremony. As you may have noticed, we're fortunate enough to spend the next few hours of this joyous occasion in the beautifully renovated Pauley Pavilion and not outside in the heat. Today, we are here to culminate our years of hard work and dedication, the months spent finding our own direction and passions, the late nights in Powell, and even later nights at Fat Sal's. I've always found it odd, though, that our graduation was called a commencement. I thought we were leaving, not starting. While the idea of spending another 4 years here sounds marvelous, maybe not to our wallets, the truth is, this ceremony is the commencement of what lies ahead. With our diplomas in hands and a carefree smile on our faces, we now have the opportunity to share what we've learned and who we've become with the world around us. As we enter this next chapter of our lives, however, we will always have this place and this community in our hearts. As the old saying goes, you can take the student out of Westwood, but you can't take the Diddy Reese out of the student. So, to sum it all up, my experience at UCLA from day one, more so than anything, was one of lessons learned. Don't take 8 a.m. classes on a Friday. Right? Do find a good group of friends who will listen to your complaints. Don't attempt to live on a diet of cup noodles and Chipotle. And most importantly, do be open-minded. Understand that everyone around you has a story to share and a lesson to teach. The beauty of UCLA, more than its world-renowned academic esteem, lies in its diversity. We are all teachers in our own right, and those lessons learned outside the classroom were just as important as those taught within. So, to the people who got us here, we say thank you. To the family members who never stopped believing in us. To the professors who passed their passions for learning and knowledge down to us. And to the friends who stood by us through all of the ups and downs. Thank you all, as without you, we would not be standing here today. As Bruins, we pride ourselves on being pioneers, the innovators and trailblazers of our world. Ann Meyers Drysdale's experiences embody that exact ambition. The first woman to be awarded a full athletic scholarship at any university. The first woman inducted into the UCLA Athletics Hall of Fame, and the first player in NCAA history, male or female, to record a quadruple double. I mean, we're talking a quadruple double here. But more than that, she continues to break barriers and act as a role model to men and women across the world. In a time before women's athletics rose to prominence, she was not afraid to step up and fight for what she believed in. As a result, her work in promoting equal access for women in sports laid the groundwork for women athletes around the world. Currently, Ms. Meyers Drysdale serves as the vice president of the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury and the NBA's Phoenix Suns, as well as enjoying an extensive broadcasting career for 5 Olympics and a multitude of other sports. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, a Bruin legend from the class of 1979, Ms. Ann Meyers Drysdale.
David and I want everybody to stand and do a UCLA 8 clap.
Let's go!
You started, David.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, UCLA, UCLA, fight.
Well, that felt good. Well, again, congratulations, class of 2013. You did it. Oh, boy, you guys like hearing that. 2013, I can tell. I think also it would have helped if I was a dean. I might have gotten, whoa. But I'd like to first thank Chancellor Block, Senior Dean Rudnick, the Deans of College of Letters and Science, faculty, alumni, families, and graduates for having me here today. Now, before I get started, for me, I can't tell you how many memories come flooding back to me being here at Pauley Pavilion. This place for me has always been, it's like a shrine, it's a monument, a cathedral for me, because I spent so many hours here. One, watching my brother David play basketball for the legendary Coach John Wooden, and being a part of 2 national championships. And then on my 23rd birthday, our team, the women's team, won the national championship here at Pauley Pavilion, almost 10,000 people, first time on TV. And another memory that really sticks with me is when my number was retired. I think it's up there somewhere. But my husband, Dodger Hall of Famer Don Drysdale, and my 2 sons, DJ and Darren, were at Pauley Pavilion for the very first time. it was a very special day. Certainly just like today is special for all of you. I've had a few firsts in my career, but you are the very first graduating class to graduate in the new renovated Poly Pavilion. No one else will ever be the first but you. How awesome is that? So I know you're feeling all pretty proud, mixed with a little relief too. You all now hold a degree from UCLA, one of the top universities in the world, not just the United States, the world. And truth be told, I do get a little nervous speaking in front of a large group. And since we're in Poly Pavilion, and usually I'm watching a game or playing basketball, and Chancellor Block, why don't you help me? I hope you give me a moment to loosen up. You gotta help. Come on, David. Come up here, David. Throw some of these out. A little stress. Loosen up. Come on, you guys. Come here, throw. Come on. Come on.
Perfect. I'm okay.
Who's got an arm?
I think, Ann, you have the best throwing arm here.
Go ahead.
You can tell baseball's not my sport. Sorry, guys in the back. Can't get it to you. But just to relieve a little stress, those of you that caught a ball, hopefully you will remember this day. When I was sitting in your seat 35 years ago, yep, that long ago, where you are, but we were at Drake Stadium, I never imagined I'd be asked to speak to the 93rd graduating class from UCLA. I mean, honestly, how and why would they ask me? Believe me, I'm humbled and truly honored. When I went online to see famous UCLA alumni with the likes of Ralph Bunche, the first African American to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, astronaut Anna Lee Fisher, who became the first mother to go into space, and Jackie Robinson, not only an outstanding four-sport athlete here at UCLA, I did play 7 in high school, but what a dream. But this was a school, oh, I missed a page. He was the first African American to integrate Major League Baseball, thus becoming a central figure in the civil rights movement. And my late husband, Don Drysdale, played with him on the Dodgers. So in looking at those names online and all the UCLA graduates, the alumni that we have here, the Pulitzer Prize winners, the astronauts, and so many Bruins that have gone on and impacted the world, I can't even begin to name names, but you yourselves have to look it up. Because one day, some of you will be on that list. And I will say, even we have a couple of professional poker players. So what does it tell you? But it tells you the foundation of our UCLA family. For me, UCLA was a dream, the school that the brainiacs, the elite male athletes, and the privileged attended. The school with strong opinions and a tenacity to change the world. They came too. I grew up in Southern California, one of 11 children. I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters, so you can imagine sports and competition was a great constant, despite people teasing me and telling me things like, well, playing football during recess isn't ladylike. So for me, don't you love it when somebody tells you you can't do something? What a great motivation. My parents ingrained in all of us that we would get an education, and I assumed I'd go to a state school close to home. With all those kids in the family, tuition added up. Well, fate had a different plan for me. In 1972, Title IX was passed, and it changed my life forever. Title IX is the legislation that created equality for women within educational institutions, including athletics. And in 1975, UCLA made the unprecedented offer of the first athletic scholarship to a woman, which was me. Well, it was as if my prayers had been answered. I'd been watching my brother David become a star and part of the UCLA dynasty under legendary Coach John Wooden. And as many of you know from being a Bruin, Coach Wooden's legacy is still felt here on campus through the Wooden Academy and his teaching of the Pyramid of Success. Those principles were instilled in me, and they continue to be guiding lights in my life, and hopefully yours. Keeping balance in your life, having the peace of mind, knowing that you've done your best to be the best that you can be. And you've proven that today. You've done your best. I don't know about you, but coming to UCLA can be pretty nerve-wracking. As excited I was when I found out I was coming to UCLA, I was also a little scared. Did any of you feel that same way? Well, frequently questioned myself, was I good enough? Was I smart enough? Was this the right school for me? Heck, they put me in dumbbell English my first quarter. It was a huge transition from high school. But I've learned on numerous occasions in my life, blazing the trail is exciting, but it can also be really scary. It causes that nervous pit in your stomach, that feeling about the possibilities, but also full of anxiety for the unknown, uncharted waters, similar to what I imagine many of you are feeling today. The giant question mark of what now? Once the celebrations are over and everyone has gone home, what's next? Well, I'm sure you're going to party tonight. Of course, you've probably already been partying a little bit. So you got time to worry. But for a lot of you, you may have a job already lined up. You may continue on your educational path, start a family, take a break to travel, or you might not have a clue. Like many of us still today. Well, whatever your next step, make it uncomfortable. Challenge yourself. When I was asked to give this speech, I thought about what advice could I share with you that could actually impact your future. And I thought about my experiences and the number of unpaved paths I took. And one of the constants in my experiences has been stepping out of my comfort zone and seizing opportunities. I know you just spent 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years learning about yourself. I did take 5. You've become comfortable in your own skin and confident in the field you've studied. But now I'm encouraging you to take a risk. Go after your dreams. After all, as my late husband, Don Drysdale, used to say, you're only as good as yesterday's paper. Or maybe you can relate to, you're only as good as your last tweet. Life's not going to stop while you figure out your next move. When you finish one race, another one begins. So stay ahead of the game and just go for it. Don't worry about that dreaded F word, failure, not the other one. You've just accomplished a major goal, a goal that nearly only 30% of Americans have attained, a college degree. And now you'll slow down, hope that someone notices your resume among the hundreds of resumes that they receive and offer you a dream job? Maybe some of you, but for most, that's not reality. The key to success is finding your passion, working hard, taking risks that others are too scared to take, and having faith that it'll pay off. It doesn't come without fear or struggles. I know firsthand that even though you're simply following your dreams, others may try to tear you down and hold you back. My last year here at UCLA, I was coming off the national championship, had just graduated, had been the #1 pick of the newly formed Women's Professional Basketball League, not the WNBA. I also was preparing to play in my second Olympics when I got a call out of the blue from the owner of the Indiana Pacers asking if I was interested in trying out for the team. Well, I was a little bit stunned, and my brother David was already playing in the NBA, and I was being given an opportunity. An opportunity, what was I going to decide? Which was a tough decision. But I had grown up playing against guys my whole life, and that wasn't the issue for me. This also happened to be the first year of ESPN and the National Enquirer, and I was the joke of their headlines. You know, there really was something before the ESPN Top 10 and 24-hour sports. We didn't have that. We didn't even have YouTube. Of course, I know you can't imagine that. But I was bombarded with questions, like how did I think I could hold my own? Where was I going to shower? I had 5 brothers, that didn't bother me. Or wasn't I scared to get hurt? And the guys, they took heat too. People would say, "You let some girl beat you?" I was born with a love for athletic and competitions, and someone gave me a chance to take it to the next level. And like Coach Wooden said, fear of failure is the greatest failure of all. Ultimately, I didn't make the team, but at least I tried. And I had a great support system. Things didn't work out the way I had hoped, but that decision was another life-changing moment. It opened the door into broadcasting and other possibilities. Don't look back on your life and say, what if? Have the courage to step outside your comfort zone, break free of your routine, and enjoy every adventure. It's easy to look at some people and think they have it all. Don't be fooled by people that look like they breeze through life and seemingly have everything. One of the reasons life seems so good for them is because they're doing what they love. They're taking chances, making sacrifices, working hard, and are willing to fail in order to succeed. It's always going to work out. Is it? Absolutely not. But passion to succeed will never fail you. No one can take away your passion or your work ethic. Winston Churchill said, failure is never fatal, success is never final, it's courage that counts. Never give up. Just know in life, whatever you decide to do, there will be times you are defeated. You think you don't have what it takes to step out on a limb and take another chance. But someone will give you a boost. You know, you look at the tornadoes in Oklahoma, the hurricanes in the east. How about the fires here in California and now in Colorado? People losing their homes, devastated by loss. Their whole lives turned upside down. But do they give up? No. They come together, support one another. They're not defeated. As they say, they will rebuild. Communities and strangers coming together, becoming teams, working together. We all have personal tragedy, dealing with the loss of a loved one or someone sick, financial issues. Take the Boston Marathon. Our own UCLA Bruin alumni, softball champion Nicole Odom, running her first race there. Her family at the finish line, waiting for her when the first bomb went off. And her dad, John, was hit. Nicole's husband, Matt Reyes, another UCLA Bruin and pro soccer player, rushed to her dad's side, took off his belt to stop the bleeding in the legs. John was unconscious for 4 weeks, lost a tremendous amount of blood, and died on the table twice. But he's alive today with both his legs, learning to walk again, and his family, and the UCLA family, is there. John has determination, the heart of hard work, and a great support system. So give back to those that helped you and gave you a good foundation. Your parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, teachers, mentors, professors, UCLA. Thank them for their support and always help someone along your journey. As a single mother of 3 children, my daughter Drew is a sophomore here, I can tell you how much your parents and grandparents are grateful for the thank yous. So show some appreciation to your team that helped you reach this momentous occasion, and they'll have your back as you set out to your next adventure. You understand dreaming big. You understand working hard and being a role model in your family, your Bruin family, and in your community. There will be people to encourage you, and they'll take the time to teach you what it takes to get where you're headed. Maybe it'll make your fellow Bruins, somebody right next to you, or maybe a complete stranger. No matter what, though, I promise you, you won't do it alone. As a basketball player, that's one of the first lessons you learn, teamwork. And again, as Coach Wooden, who I like to quote, it's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit. Cripes, even Kobe Bryant of the Lakers can't win a championship without 4 other guys. You need a team. You lose in sports all the time, and you win. You make mistakes, and you have triumphs, just like life. Don't ever forget that day you got accepted to UCLA. How excited, proud, and a little scared you were. And I hope you have a little bit of that feeling today. So, in ending, I'd say that there are 3 kinds of people in this world. Those who make it happen, those who watch what happens, and those who wonder what happens. You all made it happen today. You made it to graduation, and you now are a Bruin for life. You've earned it. Congratulations, 2013.
Thank you so much, Ann. In preparation for today, I read Ann's autobiography, You Let Some Girl Beat You. And believe me, you belong in that pantheon of UCLA heroes that you talked about at the beginning of your remarks. You earned your place there, and you are there. Now it is my honor to present the candidates for the conferral of their degrees. Graduates, this is it. I will call on the deans of the college to present the bachelor's candidates to Chancellor Block. The candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Physical Sciences will be presented by Dean Joseph Rudnick.
Thank you, Pat. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Physical Sciences please rise and remain standing? Okay, I'm going to, in the course of this presentation, I'm going to mention your major and your department, and I want to hear from you when I do that. We are the smallest division in terms of the number of graduates, but I have to say, in all other respects, you are second to none. At UCLA, work in the physical sciences spans the fundamental processes that affect our physical and our biological world on length scales ranging from microscopic to cosmic, over spans of time that range from billions of years to minute fractions of a second. Our students explore the natural sciences using the tools of statistics, atmospheric and oceanic sciences, earth and space sciences, environmental sciences, physics and astronomy, mathematics, and chemistry and biochemistry to better understand the characteristics of energy, matter, numbers, our Earth, our oceans, our atmosphere, our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, and life itself. Our world of machines, computers, miracle drugs, and instant global communication is based on the foundations laid by the physical sciences. I know that the graduates here today, the new scientists of our era, will contribute to the advancement of knowledge and the improvement of the human condition. Chancellor Block, it is my honor to present to you the ferociously dedicated, extravagantly gifted, inquisitive, analytical, and altogether stellar candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Physical Sciences.
Thank you, Joe. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the physical sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Humanities is Dean David Skaberg.
Thank you, Pat. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in the Division of Humanities please rise and remain standing? Humanists, you've spent your 4 years at UCLA examining the most profound issues relating to the human condition. You've learned to understand and respect the languages, philosophies, traditions, and cultures of our nation and of the wider world, and to appreciate what unites us all. Chancellor Block, it's my privilege to present to you our informed and articulate majors in languages, literatures, and cultures, yes. And cultures from around the world, including Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. Shout at will, please. Yeah. Russian, German, Old Norse, Finnish, Danish, Armenian, Arabic, and Persian, yes. Hindi, Urdu, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish, yes. And to present our sophisticated and perceptive majors in the study of religion, comparative literature, classics, and linguistics. Yeah. I can't fail to mention our creative and contemplative majors in music history, art history, philosophy, applied linguistics, and English. And the students who explored programs in LGBT studies and digital humanities. Good. Chancellor Block, I present to you the literate, logical, brilliant, creative, and humane candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Humanities.
Thank you, David. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the humanities, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Life Sciences is Dean Victoria Sora.
I don't even have to ask the candidates for degrees of biosciences and Bachelor of Arts in the division to stand up. You know what to do. You, our graduating students, have come into life sciences at an exciting time. Over the course of most of your lifetimes, our ability to study life has catapulted in ways we would not have imagined a couple of decades ago. We've had major innovations in areas such as that have been broken open, like the Human Genome Project, or brain imaging, or nanotechnology. But I also want to say that we have a history of individuals who've gone on to do great things. I just want to mention one person, who is Dr. Paul Terasaki. He was a biology major. He received his PhD from UCLA. He went on and was a professor of surgery at UCLA, and he discovered the testing for tissue compatibility that's allowed transplant surgery all over the world, and he is a life science major. So these new technologies and the breakthroughs in computational ability has led to new advances so that our faculty who do the deep research can work on improving mental health, improving human physical health, developing new strategies for food and biofuel production, and also conservation strategies for the preservation of natural organisms. At UCLA, our majors have taken classes from world-renowned scientists in all fields, including physiological sciences, molecular cell developmental biology, microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics, neurosciences, ecology, behavior, and evolutionary biology, marine biology, computational and systems biology, psychobiology, and finally, we're very proud of our major, psychology. In these rapidly changing times, we need people like you in research, in schools, in healthcare settings, in industry, in startup companies, in government, so that we can make improvements for all sectors of society. Chancellor Block, I am honored to present to you the psychologically well-adjusted, biologically sound, neurologically well-connected, ecologically sensitive, evolutionarily complex, immunologically resistant, molecular-based, physiologically well-integrated, developmentally sophisticated, computationally advanced, and simply very special candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Life Sciences.
Thank you, Victoria. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the Life Sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Social Sciences is Dean Alessandro Durante.
Okay, since you're already up, if others want to join us, we are very inclusive as a social scientist. Today, more than ever, we need to understand societies and their problems. Today, more than ever, we need to come up with solutions to society's problems. Today, more than ever, we need to be able to communicate across cultures and societies with people across the US and the rest of the country and the rest of the world. Today, more than ever, we need the social sciences. As social scientists, you have learned to listen to all people. Now, we also need to show that you have also learned how to be heard. And I want to hear you. I want to hear from the people from aerospace studies, military science, and naval science, from American Indian studies, from Afro-American studies, from gender studies, from Asian American studies, from Chicana and Chicano studies, from geography, from communication studies, from anthropology, from sociology, from history, from political science, and from the people who will hopefully save us from the next financial disaster, economics. You have learned at UCLA to use the social scientists to be active agents in the construction, I hope, of a better world for yourself, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and the world at large. Chancellor's Block, I'm honored to present to you, be ready, this is call and response, the most socially engaged, culturally creative, interactionally skillful, research savvy, service-oriented, entrepreneurially innovative, multilingual and multicultural, multi-everything you can think. Candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Social Sciences. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sandro. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the social sciences, please be seated. The candidates for the bachelor's degrees have now been presented. I now call on Chancellor Block to confer the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts on the class of 2013. Will all of the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts please stand and remain standing?
Candidates for the bachelor's degree, your presence here today demonstrates the rich reward of intelligence and perseverance. The UCLA community takes great pride in celebrating the achievements of the class of 2013. More than anything, I hope that your experience at UCLA has opened some windows on the world for you and leaves you yearning for more to know. Your undergraduate experience is just the beginning of a life of continuing discovery, for it is the lifelong learners who will excel in our rapidly changing world. Now some very important words. If I don't say these words, you're back on campus next year. And we have no room for you on campus next year. If I don't say these words, some years I ask everyone to make a pledge to join the Alumni Association. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to say the words. Now, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, there's more, by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Congratulations.
Hello? Cool. Graduates, first off, pat your neighbor on the back for becoming the newest alum of UCLA as the class of 2013. But before we go celebrate, we have one final tradition. Before we got our degrees, we wore our tassels on the right sides of our mortar boards. Now that the degrees have been conferred, it's time to move the tassel to the left side and join the select company of UCLA graduates. Bruins, let's turn our tassels.
To close commencement, please join the UCLA a cappella seniors in the singing of the alma mater, Hail to the Hills of Westwood. The words are printed on the back of your program.
Hail to the hills of Westwood, to the mighty sea below. Hail to our alma mater, she will conquer every foe. For we're loyal to the Southland, her honor will uphold. We'll gladly give our hearts to thee, to the blue and to the gold. We'll gladly give our hearts to thee, to the blue and to the gold.
Thank you. Seniors, best wishes. Go Bruins!
Thank you to the UCLA a cappella seniors and to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us today. Best wishes to the class of 2013. Please exit Poly Pavilion through the east doors, this is to the guests, and join your graduates at Bruin Plaza. Congratulations, go Bruins!